Hey Sprinter, CEO tip of today is about energy. When we serve the people we are here to serve as a CEO, our communities, our clients, our teams, the energy level is important because we come from abundance, we have a surplus of energy. And what happens? Look at the children. What happens when they have this surplus of energy, which they always have, right? When you have a surplus of energy, it's natural for a human being to share it. Like my 3-year-old today, he had such an overflow of happiness and of energy. He just started baking little pizzas out of sand, and then he was bringing pizza to everybody. Hey, pizza, hey, pizza, hey, pizza, hey, pizza. Because that's what you do when you have more than 100% energy, abundance, right? Then you want to share it. It's natural. And that moment of sharing, you are not giving away anything because you have 110% energy and you are giving 10%. You are still at 100. That's the natural flow, and that's a good flow. Only problem is when you get to 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8 years of age, you get into this whole system that starts basically decreasing your life's force and brings you into this, thinking world and judging world, etc. And what happens on body, mind, and life level is that mind becomes stronger, you forget a little bit the body, and then the life force really starts going down. And you see it, right? Look at how children look like when they're 5, and look how we look like when we are 42. It's a huge difference in life force, right? So, how can we get back to life energy? I want to share 2 things with you. One I learned from triathlon, and one I learned from yoga. The one from triathlon is that we have 2 energy tanks. There is the sugar tank, which is basically carbohydrates, and then there is the fat tank, which is fat. Sugar tank is a very small tank. You take carbohydrates, can be just eating 10 fruits. Just pick, 10 tomatoes, and then of course you feel that sugary energy. It's intense and it's short-lived. You cannot run 40 kilometers on 10 tomatoes. It's just not enough. And then on the other side, there is the fat tank. So I have a team of doctors, of physiotherapists. Before I do a triathlon race, they help me dial in all these energy moments to unlock the other tank, the fat tank. When you come from the fat side, you can run for 12 hours, 14 hours. Typical Ironman is above 10 hours. And you can do that with just the big tank, the fat tank. So one lesson from triathlon: check which tank you are using most, and if you're really using the fat tank, because that's a much bigger tank. And you can Google basically triathlon or endurance training plans and endurance diet, and you will see that it's many good fats. It's much more good fats like avocados, olive oil, etc. than carbohydrates, because both your training plan helps you unlock that bigger tank, and also your nutrition plan helps you unlock the bigger tank. That's on a body level. Now let's go on the level that is finer than the body. You cannot measure it in kilograms and pounds, but it's also there. And that's the energy that you get from life. Remember, body, mind, life. On the life level, there is a much bigger energy tank. Again, this I learned from yoga. And in yoga, I don't know how old this tradition is it 3,000 years, 4,000 years, that there is a tradition of eating a specific thing in the morning. First thing you eat, before you eat anything else, you take a spoon of neem and a spoon of curcuma, turmeric, together. Neem and turmeric together. They take the powder and they roll it together to little bowls and they eat a bowl of that in the morning. It tastes so bad that I moved from the powder to the capsules because it's really hard to do it every day in the morning. So the capsules are much easier to take every day. And what happens with most people who do this, and you can try it out yourself, just 10 days in the morning, neem and turmeric, what happens is that it opens up the second tank. So there's the body tank, the mind tank, and the life tank. And again, the body tank is limited, but the life tank is quite unlimited. So what happens with that in man is that specifically it helps the body switch the tank, and it literally will create less sperms, so you will be less fertile as a man. So be careful if you plan to bring children into the world in the next months, don't do it. And it takes literally some body energy and it transforms that into life energy. So it opens up that bigger tank, like in the triathlon example. This is the yoga way of doing it. Neem and turmeric in the morning unlocks a bigger tank, and you will see it. You will have much more energy, prolonged energy over the day. I went from having around 8-9 hours of energy in the day to having 12, 14, 16 hours of energy in terms of, you know, being awake, being present during the day, just by doing this. You don't have to believe anything. You don't have to believe in yoga or believe in triathlon. You can just try it out and see. Try it out for 10 days if it resonates with you, and observe what your body does in terms of energy. And then additional bonus, one of our sprinters, he told me, "Hey Simon, if you want to have less sore legs, take ashwagandha." I said, okay, I'm trying it, because, you know, people who run every day, they need a quick recovery of their legs. And so he said it helps with recovery because you sleep better. I go, okay. I took it. After 2 days, I was sleeping like a baby, like immediately sleeping. Whenever I would go to bed, immediately sleeping. And so yes, I woke up more energized, more recovered. And so I continued that, and now every evening I take 1 spoon of ashwagandha powder. That doesn't taste that bad. I even like it. And so, but some people say it doesn't taste so good, but ashwagandha really helps recovery and sleep. And that was one more thing, because having energy is also dependent on sleeping well, recovering well, because that recovery process is where the energy gets, you know, created. Hope that helps. Keep rolling, everybody.
What if your business would run well even when you are on vacation? Discover how 1,600 business owners have regained their freedom using the Strategy Sprints blueprints. How they enjoy living their dream and watching their business scale. Get the exact checklists they use to go from stressed to fulfilled using the Strategy Sprints method. Order your copy of Strategy Sprints 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business on Amazon today. And if you love it, leave us a review. For more information, head over to strategysprints.com.